early on, and again, he's failing to yield at this point with the CHP. The Baldwin Park CHP is in pursuit at this point, has taken over the pursuit, and it's continuing here westbound on the 210. No sign of him slowing down. I'm looking up ahead at traffic. Traffic is pretty medium to light out here. It's flowing very good. There's no traffic to speak of ahead of him as far as congestion, but again, this guy is, there he is. You can see him swinging his hand there at vehicles as he's passing by. Very strange activity here. There he is again. Oh, and it looks like he threw something or maybe lost something off his hand. He hit maybe that vehicle with his wrist. It looks like maybe his watch has gone, actually hit that vehicle when he swung his hand at it. So a little retribution there on this guy as he's swinging. There he goes, punching the cars. That's what he's doing. He's punching the vehicles as he's passing. Very dangerous for the driver here on this motorcycle, but also, you know, for the people that are driving next to him, unknown to what's going on. All of a sudden, some guy on a motorcycle comes up and punches your car. There he is, shaking his hands like as if he maybe hurt himself. But again, I mean, this is self-inflicted punishment here, you know, to say the least, Sandra.
Yeah, this is just a little bit crazy, Gil. It looks like, as you said, he's punching the cars, but then it looked like he was like playing the drums or something.
Yeah, possibly. Now he looks like he's grabbing his chest a little bit there. You know, definitely strange activity in a pursuit. We've actually never seen something quite like this out of a motorcyclist in a pursuit. Yeah, there he's using the diamond lane to pass there, the carpool lane, and just riding that line. Again, the CHP, I'm going to pull out and show you. Here he is approaching this truck here. Look at that. He came very, very close to that truck. I'm not sure what he was intending to do there. But, you know, very strange activity to say the least. I'm going to zoom out here and show you the police. Now, it looks like he's slowing down a little bit here now. There's the CHP directly behind him. He slowed down a bit. They're talking about the fact that he did slow down. It looks like possibly he may have hurt himself pretty badly with that left hand and his watch when he punched that truck.
You have to believe that it's very dangerous when you're hitting anything at 80 miles an hour.
Absolutely, Sandra. We're now in the Monrovia area here on the 210, continuing 210 westbound. Again, high-speed chase here of this motorcycle coming out of the San Bernardino area. Again, this rider being very reckless. At one point, the CHP was reporting that he was doing tricks on the motorcycle during the pursuit. And again, reports of him hitting cars with his helmet. Now we've seen him actually punching cars. That looks like has caused him some great pain there with that left hand. He's not really using it a whole lot. It's possible that he may have broken that hand. He's not able to use it. You can see something dangling from his wrist there. It looks like possibly a watch. That when he passed that vehicle and punched that vehicle, it looked like he may have caught it on the side mirror of that car. But that's what caused the injury to this driver here. But he's not really giving up. I mean, that's not enough to stop this guy. He's going to continue on. He's got that that right hand on the throttle. But this could be a problem if he needs to brake with both hands. Here he is looking backwards, checking to see if the police are there. And yep, they're not going anywhere. They're staying right behind you. So at this point, this vehicle, now he's slowed down a bit, coming into the Arcadia area, still in that carpool lane, going about 65 miles an hour at this point. But again, the CHP is not backing off of this guy. They have an airship overhead. We understand that the airships are being assisted by the LA County sheriffs and the LAPD may have an airship overhead at this point. But it continues on through the Arcadia area, 65 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. He picked up speed a little bit here. And I'm going to zoom out again and show you just the amount of traffic that's out here. He's backed off from hitting any vehicles with his hands at this point, and it's probably because it's caused him quite a bit of pain. But Sandra, as you can see there, the traffic is still flowing, coming into the Pasadena area very soon here. So he's staying in that car we were hearing, and continuing his pursuit here about 70, 80 miles an hour now. We saw him slow down for a time and speed up, so he's staying in that carpool lane. Now, one of the problems with the motorcycle pursuit is the CHP really can't do a pit maneuver on this without seriously, injuring the driver here. And also, spike strips may not be called for because of the nature of the vehicle here. So, CHP having a bit of a difficult time. They're hoping that this guy will come to his senses and pull over. Now, look at him. He's signaling with his hands. He's putting one hand up. We don't know what that means. That's the hand that he injured. He may be having some quite a bit of pain. He's holding his chest there, and putting his hand up, almost looking like he's wanting to pass out there. His head dipping down. Now he's weaving a little bit in and out of the lanes. We don't know if he's playing this up, if he's just doing what he was doing earlier. We see him weaving there, but again, a very dangerous situation, not only for this driver, but for all the other drivers that are out here. You know, this guy, we haven't seen him actually hit the cars with the helmet. I think that activity is going to stop at this point because I think he is realizing that he's in pain due to his own doing there. But again, this pursuit continuing here through the Eagle Rock area, approaching now the 2 freeway into the Glendale area. Looking up at the helicopters there, you can see him take a glance up at us to see what's going on. But again, they have airships overhead. We haven't seen super excess speeds that we see in other motorcycle chases that can, you know, exceed 100 miles an hour or so. We haven't seen this from this guy at this point. We're hearing that at most he was doing about 80 miles an hour, 90 maybe at most. But again, the CHP just staying on it through the approaching the Glendale area now at this point. The speed's about, he's slowed down a little bit now, about 70 miles an hour. But again, he's having difficulty with that left hand. You see him put it on the handlebars there, and you know, he may have an issue with braking with that hand if he can, you know, squeeze that brake or not with that left hand. So Lena and Sylvia, very interesting pursuit taking place out here. Started in the San Bernardino area, and here he is looking back at police officers. And oh, he's making gestures to the officers there. I'm going to pull out and show you. Yeah, he's very agitated with those officers, you know, being very defiant, and just kind of looking back and forth, weaving back and forth on the freeway. I'm going to try to get, oh, look at this. He's crossing all lanes. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just reacting. Gil, go ahead. He just went all the way across 3 lanes. He was barely looking. He didn't seem to have his eyes on the road at all there.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I'm going to pull out and show you, the CHP has started a traffic break. They've stopped all traffic from passing the vehicle. You can see some cars coming on the on-ramp here. And looking ahead here, the freeway traffic still is medium to light, but now he's past that 2 freeway. He's approaching now the 5 interchange, so this is the 134 he's on right now. We'll be approaching the 5 freeway here in just a few minutes, going through the Glendale area. But again, just being very agitated, defiant with the officers, very aggravated, but you know, continuing on despite his pain, despite the pain he inflicted on himself by punching those cars. Still northbound on that 170 freeway, and a dangerous move there as he proceeded off the off-ramp there. Now he's looking at him. He's looking at his hand like he's in pain. That move must have caused him some pain there, going through, probably having to brake. You know, he had to slow down a bit there. Maybe squeezing that wrist was painful for him. But again, a very sketchy move there as he exited the freeway last minute, and then jumping right back on the freeway. You can see him, definitely he's got some pain. Look at him switching his hand here. Switching hands, he's now throttling with his left hand.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, he may be having trouble with both hands at this point.
Oh, my goodness.
But look at him, he's very agitated at this point, very dangerous for this driver. Left-handed, crossing his arms there, pulling on that throttle, but continuing to drive. And look at that, I mean, now he's switching back over to a normal position with his hands. But, you know, very dangerous situation for this driver, this motorcycle. He's definitely in some pain. And, you know, it just boggles the mind why he wouldn't just pull over and give it up.
Yeah, and you can easily understand how at that rate of speed, by reaching out and even putting his hand in the way of another car as he's passing, allowing the other car to smack him in the hand and in the wrist, that he could have broken a bone. He could have broken several bones. He looks like he's having a really rough time just handling the bike down there, Gil.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's definitely in some pain, serious pain here. But he continues on. You know, look at him. I mean, I mean, maybe he's playing this up for us. I don't know. But certainly when he hit that vehicle with his left hand, it definitely broke his watch. So you can imagine at the speeds he was traveling at the time, about 80 miles an hour, hitting someone's mirror like that, or the vehicle at the very least,
he almost
is going to do some
crying.
major damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
Bowing down his head.
You got to wonder. I mean, like you said, this could be simply some drama, you know, created by someone who knows that he's being followed and wants to play it up. But it also could easily be someone who is in a great deal of pain. You know, sometimes when you injure yourself, it doesn't really kick in. The shock at first kind of masks the pain, and then after a while, you really begin to feel it. And that might be. It could well be what we're seeing right now. He could have easily injured himself very seriously.
Oh, this is very dangerous here. You know, he's picked up speed here really fast. He's approaching traffic on the 170 coming up to Roscoe. The traffic is always heavy here. There's a new bridge that they built here, commuter lanes here to get on that 5 freeway. We can see out the window that the traffic is backed up. You can see him passing cars. He's starting to slow down, shaking his wrist there, but very dangerous. Approaching the traffic, he speeds up. You know, it really speaks to this guy's mental status. I mean, thinking about, you know, just the cars changing lanes. Look at that, real close to that motorcycle. Almost hit him. Almost hit that fellow motorcyclist there. You know, the question is, how can he control this motorcycle any further in all this pain?
Yeah, Gil, thank you. Let's go to the phone right now. We have Officer Vince Ramirez with the CHP. And Officer Ramirez, can you tell us, you've got some motorcycle units behind this guy, right?
That is correct. It looks like we have a couple of motorcycle units behind this vehicle. Again, you know, each of these pursuits is different. In this situation, obviously, being a motorcycle being a little more agile and able to maneuver between vehicles. So, you know, looks like he's running out of real estate here. But
Officer Ramirez, I'm so sorry to cut you off, but we're going to go back up to our Gil Levis and Sky 9 to tell us exactly where this guy is right now. He obviously went off the freeway into a construction zone of some sort. Where does this lead him, Gil?
That's right. This is right at the 170 and the 5 freeway, the construction area. There he's down. He's down on the ground. He's given it up here. He didn't have anywhere to go at this point. The 5 freeway is just in front of him, and you can see he's just in agony there. But he went off into the construction area on that 170. There's officers with the guns drawn, both motor officers there with the gun drawn. They're talking to him at this point. They're seeing if he's going to resist or not, but he's not moving. And there he's not complying with the officers. They want him to lay down, lay flat. And that's what he's done now. They've had to make him get into that position because he's not responding. There they go. The officer's doing a great job here putting the cuffs on him. But this pursuit is over in a very dangerous spot. This motorcyclist had nowhere to go as he got into that construction zone right there in the midst of the 170 and the 5 interchange here near Pacoima.